Why are baby boomers so rich, or more precisely, why are subsequent generations so poor? This all might look mysterious considering how irresponsible boomers are compared to their parents, but it turns out the answer is very simple because boomers rode that big, beautiful economy they inherited, and then they broke it. Last week, MSN put out an article trying to figure out exactly how boomers got rich. In short, it comes down to three things: killing economic growth, decades of artificially low interest rates, and soaring prices as cronies abuse the political system to push up the price of everything from college to hospitals. So first up, economic growth. In the 1950s and 60s, so before Nixon killed the gold standard and unleashed permanent inflation, real annual growth in the U.S. averaged about 4.5%. That's enough for your kids to be 3 to 4 times richer than you, which was commonplace. Now, post-Nixon, from the 70s to the 90s, growth fell to just 3.2%, so it was down a third. Then, since 2000, growth collapsed to just 2.1%, so it fell in half. Now, I've talked about the post-2000 productivity collapse in recent videos, but in short, it was driven by surging government spending and surging government regulation, so roughly double or more the previous level of spending, even worse, on job-killing mandates. The growth slowdown did two things. It slowed wages to a crawl, so kids are no longer 3 to 4 times richer than their parents. They might even be poorer than their parents. But it also forced companies to ditch benefits they couldn't afford, namely generous defined benefit retirement plans. So while boomers pulled the economic ladder up after themselves, they themselves got rich, especially thanks to that second reason, cheap interest rates. Because as bad as low rates are for economic growth, the one thing they do is pump your bags, from housing to stocks to collectibles. When interest rates are low, the prices go up. Combine that with the way the Fed prints money by injecting it into financial markets, and it has been an absolute bonanza for anybody who owned stuff, which is generally old people. Finally, the third reason, the cronies. 1970 tuition at a public university cost $394. Today, according to a study by Self Financial, the average college degree costs $307,000. Of course, health costs are even worse, where you'll pay $100,000 for a leg surgery or the famous $629 Band-Aid at one Connecticut hospital. Over 20 million Americans are now carrying medical debt, roughly $220 billion of it according to Kaiser, and much of it crippling. So from college to hospital, sophisticated lobbyists and their useful activists got hold of a critical industry. They used insurance, treatment mandates, and anti-competitive regulations, especially so-called con laws in hospitals, to drive the prices to nosebleed levels. Case of education, that's left subsequent generations starting the race, 300,000 in the hole. The case of medical, it's meant that millions of Americans, if you draw a bad card, if you get hit by a drunk, you are out of the game for good. So what's next? Brought to you by OnChain.com. If boomers made out because of slow growth, artificial rates, and being lucky enough to be born before the cronies, it gives us a useful roadmap how to reverse it. So first, roll back the taxes, mandates, and regulations that are strangling the golden goose, the ones that punish work and entrepreneurship, and the ones that feed the crony takeovers with government spending and mandates. Second, get the Fed out of the boom-bust inflation recession cycle. They should either have a single mandate safeguarding the dollar, or they should be shut down and replaced with gold that actually did the job and did it for free. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.